Hello, this is Pastor Carl Hudson again. We have gone to element 2, which is actually entitled Pay a Tithe of the Harvest to the Lord. And I want to do just a quick introduction so that you know what this is all about. I said that element 1 was the most important. Actually, the pillar 1 is the most important, but element 1 is the most important in that is that it's seed time and harvest time. And if you don't have a harvest, you really can't participate in the game. Well, God actually gives element 2 to make sure that everyone gets to participate in the game. And so he basically says that out of everything that you bring in, 10% belongs to him, that you're to bring that to the Lord. And when you bring it to the Lord, God doesn't need it. He uses it for those who are without, those who don't have any money, those who are slaves, those who are homeless, those who are fatherless. And the key to this whole issue of tithing is centered up in one word, and that would be the word not to defraud the laborer. So the real issue of tithing is to make sure that you don't get a chance to cheat the laborer. You say, where do you get that from? Well, I get it from Malachi 3 and 5. And I want to read that part because even in an introduction, we need to understand this. He says, so I will come near to you for judgment. I will be quick to testify against sorcerers, adulterers, perjurers, against those who defraud the laborer of their wages, who oppress the widows and the fatherless, and deprave aliens of justice, but do not fear me, says the Lord Almighty. Those are the key words. Why we don't deal with this, I think I know, and I think it's because for so long we were taught that you were supposed to be slaves. Even the church taught that you were supposed to be slaves. They went on to say that blacks were supposed to be slaves. Well, now we know that all of that is not true. But let's just deal with Malachi, because Malachi is not dealing with slaves or blacks or whites. It's dealing with the fact that someone worked for you to bring in your harvest and you defrauded the laborer of his wages. Now, before we ever get to the part where we all understand and know verse 8 where it says, will a man rob God? And here I am teaching this instead of just giving the outline. So let me just quickly give you this outline on this. So we go from the key of tithing being not to defraud the laborer, and then this whole business number 2 of slavery is about false masterhood, or being someone's God, the master, reducing someone to a slave so that you can master them. That's done through this whole thing of money. And then the last one is the action that needs to be taken. And the action, it always goes back to harvest time. How do we correct it? Well, God is going to correct it, because anyone that you defraud, he's going to make sure that they get their money back. Now, the problem is that once you find yourself in a defrauded situation, or you find yourself being taken advantage of, it's up to you to come to God and ask for wisdom and guidance to be able to get out of the situation that you're in. You may not be the cause of it, but you have to come to God in order to get out of it. So that's what this whole element number 2 is all about. When the Illuminati and the Knights Templars and the elite of the wealthy, when they put these 6 elements together, this was the one that they left out. They did a number 2, but actually number 2 is number 3. So they did not do number 3. And even when the church calls itself tithing, it's not doing what God said do. First of all, you have to have a harvest, and you tithe from the harvest. So what we really need to do at this point is to learn how to get out of this slave situation we've been put in. That's it.